Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He has the smarts and the determination to do well at work, and he pays attention to details that many people miss. He wants to achieve a lot and usually puts in the effort needed. This habit of stepping back instead of pushing through could hold him back from reaching the very top.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he feels it deeply and often gets upset quickly. Instead of brushing off problems, he may take them personally and feel quite stressed. Sometimes he just wants to escape the situation rather than face it head on.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He's not the type to pick fights openly or argue loudly in the office. Most people will see him as hardworking and careful about his job. He's not very chatty or friendly though, so he might come off as distant or hard to approach.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He will appreciate your hard work and truly care about your happiness, but seeing you shine might quietly make him doubt himself. He's not the jealous type who will argue or complain openly, but inside, he may wonder if he's doing enough. Still, he wants the best for you, even if he finds it hard to show his pride outwardly.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he might feel unsure about himself deep down, but he won't start fights or openly show anger about it. He may become quieter or distance himself for a while, silently wrestling with his own worries about measuring up. He isn't the type to resent you openly or make you feel bad, but he might need some time to adjust.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is careful and thoughtful with money, often planning ahead and making sure things are in order. He's not the type to make quick, flashy purchases or take risky chances when it comes to finances. You'll likely see him checking details, budgeting, and avoiding wasteful spending.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He tends to live within his means and is careful not to overspend or show off. He values quality and likes things done properly, but you won't find him pretending to be someone he's not or buying expensive things just for the image. He's more focused on meeting his responsibilities than on impressing others.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is kind at heart and cares about others, but when it comes to money and resources, he is cautious. He wouldn't easily splurge or give just for the sake of it. But if someone truly needs help and he trusts them, he will step up in a practical and thoughtful way. He isn't stingy, but neither is he carefree about sharing.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not likely to be openly controlling or secretive about money, but he might not share everything right away, especially if he feels unsure or stressed. He tends to keep his worries to himself and may avoid difficult money talks until it's really necessary. He responds well when you show understanding rather than suspicion.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in keeping things neat and organized, so he'll want the house to be tidy. He's not the type to dump all the work on you, but he probably won't be super enthusiastic about pitching in either. Open talks help. If you set clear roles together, he'll usually stick to them.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He isn't one to just sit back and watch while you do all the work. If he sees something that needs to be done, especially to keep things in order, he'll quietly step in and take care of it. He may not be bubbly or playful about it, but he does take responsibility seriously. You can count on him to actually contribute, not just direct.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't the type to argue loudly just to prove he's right. Instead, he often listens quietly and thinks things over. Sometimes, if a discussion feels too tense or personal, he might back off and seem distant rather than push his point. If he feels overwhelmed, he may retreat instead of talking things out right away.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, he feels it strongly inside, but he's not usually the type to lash out with shouting or say cruel things. Instead, he may become quiet, withdrawn, or seem cold, pulling away to handle his feelings alone. If he ever does say something sharp, it's usually because he's overwhelmed, not because he wants to hurt you.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he can get upset or frustrated quite quickly, especially when things don't go as planned or when he feels misunderstood. His anger usually doesn't come out as yelling or breaking things, but more in sudden silence, coldness, or pulling away from the situation. It isn't something to ignore. Over time, these reactions can make you feel alone or unsure where you stand.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to talk about mistakes right away, especially if he feels he's let someone down. He might go quiet or need time alone before he's ready to admit if he's wrong. Sometimes he's so hard on himself that he retreats instead of dealing with the problem head on.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he takes boundaries seriously and will respect your no without pushing or making you feel guilty. He's careful not to overstep and tends to back off quickly if he thinks he's made you uncomfortable. Sometimes he may even worry too much about crossing lines and become extra cautious.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
If you're not in the mood for intimacy, he might quietly feel a bit hurt or wonder if he's done something wrong, but he won't get angry or blame you. Instead of making a scene or asking for explanations, he tends to withdraw and keep his feelings to himself. Over time, gentle reassurance can help him understand it's not about him.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He won't use your secrets, vulnerable times, or anything you share together against you later. If something ever bothers him, he's more likely to go quiet than lash out or betray your trust.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's not easily distracted by other women and takes commitment seriously. He values stability and keeping his promises, so he's unlikely to wander or chase after attention from others. If there are problems, he tends to withdraw quietly instead of straying.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not likely to be over possessive or controlling. He tends to keep his feelings to himself and would rather step back than start questioning your every move or act jealous. Trust and personal space matter to him, and he respects your independence.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature isn't a mask for being controlling. He looks out for people he cares about in quiet, practical ways, but he doesn't try to run your life or make decisions for you. His caring style is more about support than supervision, so you'll feel cared for, not restricted.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He sees parenting as a shared responsibility and won't expect you to handle everything alone. He takes family duties seriously and will quietly pitch in where needed, especially if it helps keep things organized and running smoothly. He might not always show excitement or take charge with lots of energy, but he will help out in practical ways.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he can lose his temper quickly, especially if the situation feels out of control or breaks his sense of order. He may react with sharp words or go silent and withdraw, making the atmosphere tense. He isn't trying to be harsh, it's just his way of coping with stress.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He respects your hard work as a mother and notices the effort you put into caring for the family. Though he may not always say it out loud, he appreciates your dedication. He also understands that you have your own dreams and needs, and he won't stand in your way if you want to do more outside the home.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
He's unlikely to trick you by pretending to support your career now, only to ask you to give it up later. While he has strong ideas about family duties and routines, he respects your ambitions and is generally honest about what he hopes for in the future. With him, surprises are rare. He prefers honesty and clear plans.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will be respectful and do what's needed when it comes to your parents, but real warmth may take time. He isn't very outgoing or bubbly in family situations, so his care might show in quiet, practical help rather than lots of hugs or jokes. Over time, patience and gentle efforts from both sides can bring out his softer side. He is more likely to quietly adjust to your family's ways than demand they change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to feel upset inside, but he won't explode or start a fight. Instead, he may go quiet, withdraw, or avoid the situation, which can sometimes make things feel colder or more tense at home. While his calm isn't always warm, you won't have to worry about him causing scenes or making harsh remarks.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He may be understanding and modern with you in private, supporting your choices and respecting your independence. However, when it comes to his relatives, he might feel pressure to keep up family traditions and expect you to fit into the traditional supportive wife role, at least during gatherings or visits. This isn't because he wants to control you, but because he wants to avoid conflict and keep peace with his family.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he is more likely to stay out of it than openly take your side or theirs. He doesn't like conflict and wants to keep the peace, so he'll avoid getting in the middle whenever possible. This isn't because he doesn't care about you, it's just his way of handling stress and trying not to upset anyone.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He's not the typical mummy's boy, but he does have a strong sense of duty towards his parents and may find it hard to go against his mother openly. If there's conflict, he is more likely to try and avoid taking sides, hoping things settle down on their own. Over time, with gentle and honest conversations, he can better understand your needs. But you may have to accept that he's more of a peacemaker than a bold defender.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is careful with private matters and unlikely to share every detail of your fights or personal life with his mother or sister. He prefers to keep things within the relationship and handles issues quietly, usually by thinking things over himself rather than running to others. If your partner constantly involves his family in private issues, it can hurt trust and make you feel exposed.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being with him every day is a mix of steady care and quiet moments. He works hard, keeps things tidy, and pays attention to details that many miss.